Welcome, sketchbook heroes and sketchbook warriors. Here we are. We're battling out about consistency, trying to keep consistent. We haven't been, which is okay, but we're fighting for it. Sometimes you got to fight for that consistency. So we're going to start drawing animals today, and then we're going to draw plants and maybe some still lifes, and then finally finish it up with a landscape. And I'll probably do two videos with a little bit of break. So the first hour, animals, and then the second hour, plants and still lifes. And then here we go. Let's just go ahead and jump into this. So we got our paper. We'll set it up a little bit, but let's look for a picture. Let's look for a picture. We do have to turn things around. I think that's good. And then let's share my screen. I do have a, oh, I did have, but I was looking for some animals. There they are. I see it. All right. There we go. There's our animals. Okay, so all I did was a Google search for animals, and let's go to pictures, images. There, that's it. Ah, look at all these cute animals. Ah, ha, ha. I think I do need my mouse. I think I might lose my sound though. Ah, I hate doing that. All right, yeah, I don't know. I was playing with this, but yeah, I am going to need my mouse. All right, so if you do see an animal you like, point it out. I don't know. You can do these elephants. These elephants have some pretty simple shapes. I do want to start off simple. Ah, speaking of simple, oh, I don't know if you'll be able to see it because I'm not sharing my screen. I did do a chat GPT. Let's stop. I did do a chat GPT like questionnaire, not questionnaire. Here we go. Let's see if I see it. Where's my chat GPT? There it is. Just a quick. I know some people feel, oh my God, AI, but it is helpful. I asked it. I did a simple question here. I do need my mouse. There we go. Create simple animal drawings, breaking it down with simple shapes. And I did this last year. It didn't work as good as this. Now it's just getting better and better. But you can see these are very simple shapes. And you can actually ask it specifically, hey, do a dog, do this and that. The thing that it doesn't do, it does not talk about ratios, proportions, which I do. And you can see, and those are just all the relationships you can see. And I don't know, if you'd like to draw one of these, let me know. You can come back to this. But we're going to start off a little more challenging than this. But if you're at that level, that's fine. You got to find your level. That's the important thing. So let's go back to our other animals. Here we go. Here we go. And share. There we go. Sharing is caring. There we go. And I wish, yeah. All right, here we go. All right, so I don't see anything in the chat. I don't see people asking for one. So we'll just go ahead and pick one that I think is fairly easy. Here we go. So we're looking, welcome. We got people coming in. That's fine. 8 o'clock. We got 7 people here. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. We have 20-something people signed up. Oh, a koala. Lions are cute. All right. There's our first request. We'll take a whole bunch. We can do more than one. I don't see lions. Maybe we can have to type in lions. I don't see lions and tigers. There's a lioness. Let's do cute lions, actually. Let's do a search. Yeah, I've got to get my mouse. Cute lions. There we go. Let's see what comes up. Ooh, oh yeah, that's a baby cub. Oh, that is cute. Maybe we can get a family. Oh, look at that. Wow, I really like this picture. Sometimes, yeah, this is a little more advanced. Ooh, maybe we can do that one later. And we'll just do lions today, maybe. Yeah, that could be a good theme. That's a good cartoon. Maybe start off with this one. Let me see how much damage I can do. Oh, I know what I can do. We'll unplug this one. All right, because we don't need power, right? We don't need power. All right, let's see now. Where did my mouse go? I had 2 mice. Is this it? Nope, not it. Oh, I use it for my light. All right, we know. Okay, here we go. We'll just use the mouse real quick. So if you want to, I'm going to make this larger so you can, if you want to draw it. We'll start off with this cartoon, and then we're going to go into, there we go. That's my mouse. We're going to go into, here we go. We'll draw this one first. Zoom in. All right, I can screenshot this. Ooh, look at that one. That's a little more complex. We'll start off with this one. Keep it simple. And let me break it down first, though. I think I can click on it. Oh, yeah, there we go. I think I can right click. No, continue. No, I don't like that. We'll screenshot it. Yeah. And I'm going to break this down. So let's break this down real quick. Every time before you draw, you want to break this down into shapes. How is it constructed? How is it put together? And you want to look for circles and squares. Circles and squares, people. That's what we look for. And you practice drawing your circles and squares because that's the foundation of a lot of drawings. Even form, if when you start getting more advanced and start getting into form. Let's see. Here's our annotate. We're going to annotate. There it is. We need to have shapes. There we go. And I'm looking for a circle. Let's see. I see circles here. So I'm going to try to get a perfect circle. There we go. Ooh, look at that. Perfect circle right there. Bam. Now what we do here is that's going to be our basic starting shape. Now why I love circles is because they have the same height and same width. And now look at here, the middle of the circle, right where the eyes go. And here, if we draw a line straight down, you can see where that eye goes and the placement of everything. Now I'm going to copy and paste that circle. We have the exact same size circle. We can use that as see relationships because it's all about relationships. Looking for the right relationship. If you're in a bad relationship, you know what that's like. Anyways, whew, I've been there, done that. So you got to learn the hard way sometimes, I guess. But anyways, I could. Oh, look at this. This is half a circle down here. This is half a circle. So the body is half a circle and the head is there. So I can see these relationships, right? So let's go to lines. Draw lines on the lion. All right, here we go. Lion. And then I'm going to screenshot it and put it in the chat. So here we go. Let's see. Where's our... Oh, there we go. Lines. That one. Lines. Okay, so here's the middle line. Right there. Right in the middle. There. I wish I could cut this, and then this one in the middle. I'm cutting it into fourths, using the fourths. No, that doesn't look like the middle for me. Let me see, I think a little more to the right. That's better. And then this one is cut in the middle too. I'm finding the furthest point to the left, and hopefully it lines up to the furthest point to the right, which that doesn't look right for some reason. Nope. It's a little higher. There we go. All right, there we go. That should be it. All right, cool. Let's see. I will do another line down the middle there. All right, here we go. And that'll be it. I think that's good enough for just to get our relationships, because that's the hardest part. There we go. Two circles that are broken into fourths. So let's screenshot that and then get it going. All right, so here we go, screenshot. This will be in the chat. There it goes. Screenshot and capture. And here we go. Let's do this. All right, there we go. That's pretty smooth. And make sure we're back. All right, we are back here. All right, this is good. All right, so we're gonna start off. Let's see, are we good? Do we have a full screen? Let me highlight myself. Make sure I'm highlighted. Feel free to put stuff in the chat if you want to put. That's why we are live. We are live here. Here we go. Spotlit. There we go. Now we're spotlit. There we go. That's good. Got a camera. Got to get a new one. I had to unplug the light. Anyways, now we gotta. Once we get our studio, that'll be great. I think we can use this ballpoint pen. There's a ballpoint pen, and it's black. I've got this other pen, and I've got this other pen, and this is a generic tile designs. All right, so we're gonna draw 2 circles. Practice your circles. Let me move. Yes, I'm using my mouse. Yes. All right, putting it on my big screen. There we go. Love it. All right, circle. Practice your circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just want to try to get it as, I'm sketching it in. It's a sketch. It doesn't have to, sometimes you get all, and it's really light. I would draw lighter than that. I would sketch lighter than that. Now the relationship. Let's get this into fourths before we do anything. So you can divide this up into fourths, just like a little pizza pie. Yes, I was in Italy recently, which is awesome. Yep. Yeah, it was amazing. I had the greatest, my girlfriend, the greatest guide, so to speak. We were all over the place. All right, so then the other one now, the other circle comes out a little bit. Here we go. I can see it by the center. The center of this other circle is over here, right there. And it comes down. And the middle is here as well. It rests on the other circle, the center, maybe a little bit above. And there we go. There's that. That's going to help. And then that circle is the same size. So what you can do if you got another pen or you got something else, you can measure that and then find the middle, or actually get another piece of paper. Let's see if we can get a piece of scratch paper. Piece of scratch paper. We can get our and we can check your measurements. And you do this when you're first learning. Okay, I don't know. When you're first learning, you can, draw slow. And then pick up your speed as you see. Look at that. That's right in the middle. It's off just slightly, but it's really good. So there we go. There's the height. This probably has to be a little bit higher. I'm probably getting a little bit of anamorphic distortion because I'm looking at an angle. I don't have, my seating is not where I'm looking straight down. And that makes a difference too. If you're looking straight down or at an angle on your paper, there's distortion because of perspective. Here we go. Now I got my measurements. And I've got the width, because it's the same, and the same height. There we go. And there's our foundation. There's our foundation, our 4 points, and just connect them a little bit around and around. Actually, we don't need the top part. We just really need the bottom part. Because the line, that's it. Now, how does the line fit in there? There we go. All right. Now, the head of the lion goes in here, and I see a circle. It looks like it has the same height, same width. It's a little bit wider. It's a little bit wider, but it's inside that big circle, the first circle that we drew. And let me see, it does go past this circle a little bit, this top line. So I'm sketching it in. And you sketch it in light and not worry about perfection. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about process. This is my process, how I break things down and how I see things. Now I can draw this as big or as small as I'd like. I do see kind of angles. There's a slight angle here, and I call wrap. I haven't mentioned wrap in a long time. I lost my sketchbookhero.com website. I do still have sketchbookwarrior.com, so we might be doing that. And now they want me to pay $2,000 to get my sketchbook hero back, but we're not going to do that. All right, so now there's almost another. Actually, I was closer to. It's a circle square right in here where the whole muzzle. And it's below, it's in this area right here. See the center line? It's below that center line. It's right in here. And it's in the chat, so you can take a look at the picture. I wish I could have it side by side. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that one out. Yep. And then I could print it. I used to print. All right, now the eyes, the placement of the eyes. We're getting the placement, we're blocking stuff in. Let's block in the ears as well. The ear's one ear right here. It's about a circle shape as well. And another ear over here. It's a circle shape. This side is wider. This side is wider. Actually, the hair comes in a little bit on my circle there, and it goes straight and even on top of that line. Trying to make this side a little bit wider. And that's perspective, because it is a 3/4 view, which means this eye is like right in here, right? Our center line right here. This eye is right in there. It's an oval shape right in there. And then this other eye. And we are going to draw more realistic. This will be just our first drawing for the night as a cartoon. And then we'll look for real pictures. The one time I had a student who was here and says, "Oh man, I thought we were going to draw real stuff." Yeah, we'll draw real stuff, but I try to start off easy and then make it more challenging. But just to talk about the principles. All right, nothing in the chat, which is good. All right, we have more people. All right, we're up to 10, including myself. All right, so we're at here. We will draw more lions, another lion, and then maybe another animal. We'll see. All right, so that's looking good. The nose is on this side because of the 3/4 view. So here's our circle for the muzzle. The nose is a little bit to the left, and it's a triangular shape. It's like a triangle shape it's rounded. It's a compound shape because they got the triangle and they got a circle. Well, they rounded the edges, the corners. Then there's a highlight on the nose. I'll go ahead and do it. So the nose is dark. And then the top has a little bit of a highlight. I'm just going to shade it just slightly, but it's lighter at the top. Look at that. Bam. I don't know if I should zoom in. And then, speaking of highlights, these are really highlights. These don't have any shading. There's two. There's I think might have lost one that's small. One there and then one next to it. The top one is a little bit darker. I mean, a little bit, not darker. They're both light, a little bit bigger. So here we go. There's one right up at the top, right top center. That's better. That's a better. And then the other one's to the left. A little one to the left. A little smaller. And then I'm shading it all in. I usually wait for the shading for last, but there we go. We're going to nail the eyes and the nose. And then everything else we're going to build on top of that. Build on top of that. There's this is observational drawing. There's all kinds of drawing. Drawing from your imagination, which is really good, but I think observational drawing, looking at stuff, seeing how it's made, how it's put together. It's like a puzzle, taking it apart, looking at the parts and the shapes and seeing how it's put together. This side's a little bit bigger. Let's see. Let's get that mouth in there. It has little curls straight up and down right down the middle. It's to the left. Again, it's to the left because he is facing here. Yeah, it's a he. I was gonna try to, but the lions are male. And then you have the lioness without the mane. So the mane. All right, that's good. That's looking good. All right, let's get this. Let's get the head in there. And there's shade and shadows and a lot of detail. All right, speaking of this, on this side. See, so the center of the face is to the left a little bit, right? This gives it depth. So there's this little triangle point that comes in here, like a V, like a bird, like if you were in elementary school and drew your birds like that. That's a good way to draw them. And we can draw a bird next. Actually, birds are really good to draw. Now there's a thickness of line. This line has a quality. It has a real thickness to it. I might go back with a marker. Maybe make the lines thicker, but they are thicker, which kind of which is cool because it does, if you make a mistake, you can actually fix them. If you need to go wider, you can go that way. If you need to go thinner, you can go that way. If the line gives you a little bit of space to nudge. All right, so it does come out at these angles, and then it comes down here at an angle. I'm going to exaggerate a little bit because the corners, if you see these straight edges, these straight lines this way, almost like the letter V, and here like another triangle. Then you just round the corners. But what's important is seeing these angles almost, and then you just round the corners. See, there'll be food around the corner. Oh, there's a flashback. Wow. Saturday morning cartoons. What's that? You mean people used to wait to Saturday? You just couldn't YouTube it? No. Anyways, and back in my day, here we go. Now the little dots. I usually wait for the detail for last, but we're going to the center. We're going out. It's about process. Sometimes you can change up your process. You've got to be aware of your process. Sometimes process works and sometimes it doesn't. But if you're aware of it, you change your process, right? I usually start from big to small. Look at the big shapes. Try to get that, but understand your process. And sometimes you're just focusing on stuff. And sometimes if you focus on the details, sometimes your proportions get out of whack. The head's too big, body's too small. But if you see the big stuff first, like the big circles we did, then that helps with your proportions. The proportions, because the biggest things that people have trouble with are ratios, the height to width, angles. I call it RAP, R-A to the double P. Ratios, height to the width, which is, 1 to 1. That's why I use circles and squares. I love them. A, angles. P, proportions, how big something is compared to something else. This circle is the same size as this circle, it should be. And then we make those relationships, and they're all relationships. Height to the width, angles. Is it vertical, horizontal, or anywhere in between? Angles, P, proportions, and then the other P is placement, where things go in relation to others, things. That's placement. It's kind of similar to proportions. And then you have the practice and the persistence and the patience that you need. All the other P's. There we go. Let's stop talking and start drawing. So this ear does pull out a little bit. It's not perfectly round. It does kind of pull in a little bit. I see it kind of pull in if I were to pull it. So kind of almost like a teardrop shape. slight. It's really slight. It's really slight teardrop shape. You can change it, adjust it because there's thickness of line. Now there's two more lines. There's the inner ear and then there's that part. So and what I like about this drawing, you can see there's not just a thicker line, but there's um, a quality of line. With it goes from thin to thick, thin to thick, which really makes a movement. So you can see it go thin, and it actually gives it more dimension. There you see, it makes it look like a shadow. It goes from thin to thick. And then here, this one, inner ear, the inner mind, inner soul, is a little, there's round right in there. Oh, there's one ear. Bam. Here we got the other ear. I got the placement. I can see it's probably gonna be a little bit bigger. See, this is why we just block it in or sketch it in really lightly, see if it's right. And if it is, then you can go darker. It's gonna go around that. It's a little bigger. It's a little bigger than this one because this is facing 3/4. So this ear, we're looking at the relationships. We're comparing both. If you notice, one ear is a little bigger. This one is a little bigger. Okay. Oh my God. There's a joke that my kids. Oh my gosh. So there was this, the family is called the bigger family because and they said, okay, so who's the biggest in the bigger family? And that's the joke or the riddle. And you're supposed to think about it for a while, but I'm going to give you the punchline. Who's the biggest in the bigger family? The baby. Why? Because he's just a little bigger. So that's, oh yeah. Anyways, oh my gosh, it's an old joke. My kids would like. Anyways, all right. Here we go. Here we go. All right, I like this little curve. We got our circle ear. It's really close to a circle. There's slight differences. You can see that it's not a perfect circle, but I'm going with a circle, just close enough. Close enough for for it depends on how accurate you want to get. Sometimes you want to shoot for accuracy, use super accuracy. Sometimes you got to learn to let go. I was a perfectionist. I'm a recovering perfectionist. I'm trying to make everything perfect. And sometimes it's a good thing. And sometimes you got to learn to let go. Learn to let go. All right, so this circle that's inside the inner ear is again like this one. Actually, you only see the top part. Because if this circle were to continue, it'd be underneath or under. So it's like almost like a moon kind of shape circle. So part of a round circle, and it's inside. Adding to the illusion of space, overlapping. All right, there's the ear. Here we go. Whew, there's a lot of parts to this. All right, here we go. Let's speed it up a little. Let's see the mane. We're gonna do the mane. There's a lot of parts to the mane. I'm gonna let's see. There's this main part. Let me see. I'm gonna move this. My mouse work. It should be. All right. All right. No, I think when there we go. When I cut and pasted it, when I screenshotted it, so to speak, when I screenshotted it, I missed out on this top part. So sorry. And there's this top center part, and that's where we're gonna go to the top center part here. And it is facing this way. So you can see how it kind of like a little rainbow shape, and then this other rainbow shape, or hills. They're like hills. The hills were alive. Hills are alive with the sound of. All right, so that's going to be the main part of the top. And then we're going to go everywhere. Everything else kind of goes around that. Okay, so we're going to add the left side. There's left little hill. Left little hill. And I think I'll go back and thicken all this stuff up later with a black marker. So you can actually do more drawing and less. There we go. Or we can adjust this afterwards. There's this other hill coming to the ear. Now look where lines start, like stop, how things fit. It's like a puzzle. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go get the whole shape of this. I'm focusing back and forth. Sometimes you want to look at the baby shapes, the detail. Sometimes you want to see the big shapes. So here I'm going to see the big shapes and see this mane that kind of comes down like a triangle down here and then back up. And let's see. And I think I might have to make it a little smaller, bring it up a little bit. I don't know. I'm trying to see the distance here. Bringing it up just slightly. Seeing the overall shape. It's almost focusing on different things. Being able to focus on the big shapes, focus on being able to see the trees, the forest, being able to see the forest, and then being able to focus on the trees, and then being able to focus on the leaves. You should be able to go back and forth. That is a skill that takes time and practice and patience and persistence to do that. So here we go. All right. All right. Even though this is a simple drawing, well, it's a mid, I would say intermediate. Intermediate. It's not totally simple. All right, let's break this down. So we got these clumps of hair. There's one right in here. This is the main one. I like making sure we got the main one in. And then we've got another one here. There's three. Oh, there. I try to see things in clumps. Four. Okay, so it's four. Here's the center. Yeah, there's four. Right, so I can see the middle of that cheek. These clumps that are here. And I'm seeing these big shapes. There's a lot of detail, but I'm looking again. Now I see the trees. Before I saw the forest. Now I'm looking at the trees, and then we're going to look at the leaves, right? You need to be able to go back and forth. Here's another tree. Here's another tree. There's another tree. Let me see. One, two. Yeah, there we go. Three right there. Three. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. There. So that's the trees. Now I'm going to go in there and put in the leaves, right? So I can see the trees there. And let's just go. I'm going to go from left to right and get that cute line in there. It won't hurt anybody. Yeah, just ask Sigmund and Freud. Oh, God, that was dark. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Cute lion, but he's a lion. Can't believe what he says because he's a lion. Ha ha. Yeah, I know. I taught elementary school for a minute. And then I had kids. Yeah, for another minute. Actually, what's crazy is that it was the same minute. So time flies, people. Time flies. Make the most of it. All right, here we go. Do the best you can. That's all you can do. Can't do better than that. All right, now these were suggestions. These trees are suggested because it doesn't really go that. See, it doesn't. Here's this one just goes. There's a little there, and then it goes off that center, and it comes down to a point. So it doesn't really connect. I have mine almost connecting. It comes down here. And these are tapered tails. We've talked about tapered tails before. So you see them a lot in a lot of different places, but it's kind of like a tapered tail shape. It doesn't go all the way. I'm going all the way. I'm closing it up. I gotta stop that. It's okay. All right. Yeah, there's like little hairs. If you look at the detail, they don't really close up like that. If you look at the leaves, we don't have time to look at all the leaves. If you'd like to spend your time looking at the leaves, that's great. I mean, sometimes you don't have the time to look at that detail. We want to go on and draw more. The more you draw, the better. You got to practice patience, persistence, and consistency. I know we usually go for the first Wednesday of the month, Warrior Wednesdays, what we're calling it. But we're first Wednesday of the month, but we were supposed to be hey, I'm doing not too bad either. We were supposed to be in New York last week, but didn't make it. A lot of little troubles. But we were going to see Hamilton. We had everything all lined up, but didn't happen. All right, here's another thick line that goes to thin line, and I think I might have put it in the wrong place. Yes, this in here, I can fix that. That goes thick, put thin right in here. And then this one, it just goes up and out. There we go. There we go. Ooh, we got the head. Now we're ahead. All right, and the tail. The detail. Detail always goes last. All right, let's get the body in here. Anyways, back to my let me see anything in the chat. Nothing in the chat. No, you guys aren't chatty tonight. I think because we haven't been consistent. We haven't been consistent. Haven't got to build the habits. All right, we've got one line or lines. It comes down here, and it's in this part right here. I'm seeing actually it's on this side. I'm gonna bring it out because I feel it should go here. Why? Well, I don't know. Some things are off. But if I'm looking at the picture, be accurate, it would be on this side. But I think I don't have a feel that it needs to go there. Anyways, and then the bottom. The bottom goes right in there. I can see the bottom compared to the circle. The circle should, it's a little bit above that bottom of that circle. There's our bottom. That's the whole bottom. That all kind of rests there. Then we've got the back of the body coming out from right in here. Now that definitely goes right in here. And it curves down and it attaches itself to that bottom line. Kind of like that. Bam. And then the tail should be in here, inside that circle part. I kind of want to I feel like I'm putting it outside that circle, but no, it needs to go inside the circle. You can see that circle there shape. And then it's like little triangles attached to it. And then the tail kind of is attached to that. I might, feel free to adjust. Maybe I'll push this in a little bit more. See, I can push it in. Now I can go darker, push it in slightly. Make these adjustments. Clean it up. Use an eraser if you'd like. I try not to use an eraser. Which can. All right. Here we go. Then attach the tail. Tail almost goes straight up and down, and then it's attached. What's cool is you can do the circle and then attach that circle using the tail. And there is taper as well, a little bit of taper. It does go thin, and then it goes thicker, wider. All right. We're at 6:36. Oh my gosh, we're gonna take an hour for this drawing. Let's finish this up. Okay, so the back leg is like right in here. I can see this shape. That's the shape I see. Well, we just need part of it. We just need this part of that shape. So why are you drawing the whole thing? So you can see that shape. You don't have to until, when you're first learning to draw. Uh-oh, is this AI? No, I don't know. Could be. I don't think so. Not yet. Yep. You never know. It's gotten so good and it's getting only better. But I don't think they have this out yet. They have. I mean, I've seen it where it's producing this quality kind of work, but so what's the point? The point is a skill. This is a skill. Being able to draw what you see and observe and see the world. And then draw from your imagination. See if you can draw this from memory. Memory and imagination are kind of really close together. I'm just drawing here now. I'm not, okay, there we go. Let's see. So here's the tree, which is the paw. Be able to see this paw and this other paw underneath. Those two paws, that's the trees. And the details would be the little claws or but you should be able to kind of focus on both and go back and forth. See, this makes your drawing more accurate. And let's attach this leg here. Yeah, if we were to get really focused on all the detail and get accurate, we'd be here all night just drawing this line. But no, you gotta weigh it yourself. Look at, ooh, it's looking good. I see it now. I just took a big look at the forest, and it's looking good. I think it's looking pretty fancy. Whoever, thank you for suggesting we do lions. And we drawing lines to make a lion. All right, and then here we go with a little. There is a curve. Try to get that curve in there. And I know some of you finished your drawings before I do. That's great. Draw two, draw three, draw a little cub. All right, here we go. I just threw them in there. I'm not describing. Here we go. Let's see. And then here, little triangles. There we go. All right, we're going to draw a real lion now. Let's see if somebody submits one in the chat. That'd be great. If not, we'll just go ahead and do it. We'll find one. There we go. There's our lion. Feel free to do shading. There's more detail. There's a lot of stuff. And practice your shading. This is really good just to practice shading. See, this is a pen. You can shade with a pen. There's a ballpoint pen. They're pretty standard. See, look at that. That's skill right there. Being able to shade. Bam, bam, bam. Work on the drawing. See, there's all kinds of little shadows and shading. And if you look at the details, you can get lost in the details. The devil's in the details. It sure is. You can get lost. So don't get lost. Just learn to see, learn to observe. Oh, missed something. Dots here. Connect the dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Little dots, little designs. Work on, adding more stuff and subtracting stuff. There we go. Nothing in the chat. It's just me, myself, and I. All right, here we go. All right, let's share my screen. Let's do drawing number 2. Back to the lion. All right, here we go. I ain't lying. All right, so let's see. Let's get to a realistic lion or any other suggestion. Let's get out of that one. Let's go back. Oh, here we go. Ooh, Cubs. Oh, I really like, you know what? We're running out of time. Actually, I don't know. Time flies. You're gonna see like, okay, oh, that's a cute Cub. I really like that one. Or I think maybe it's further back. Oh, that one. That's the one I really like. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I really stunning lion footage. I don't know. I really like this image. Can we do it? Yes, you can. We're gonna try it. Why not? We're going a little more difficult. We're going a lot more difficult. Actually, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not gonna do all the detail. I'm gonna simplify it. I am gonna simplify. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. Oh, okay, we can it's a video. Yay. All right. Okay. TikTok. I don't like the TikTok. Oh, now we're losing it. It could be no, no, no. It's not what I want. I just want this image. I wonder if I can zoom it in. It zooms out. Ooh, nope. Hmm. And I can screenshot it. Get bigger. That's what we'll do. We'll screenshot it and we'll go from there. I can screenshot from my computer. And here we go. We'll do that. Well, that's the whole thing. Problem solving, figuring things out. Yeah, that looks really nice. I can simplify it, capture it. But you might not be able to see this. So I'm gonna have to I might have to I might have to stop sharing and then go into share. That's what we'll do. All right, we'll do that. Stop sharing. And then sharing is can go to download. Is that download? No, it's not in download. It's in screenshots. There it is. And for some reason in my screenshot folder, it goes all the way to the end. I don't know why it does that. No, there's a way to fix it. I'm sure there is. Ah, there it is. All right, cool. Bum, ba-da-bum. Got it. Make it bigger. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Willis. Oh, there we go. No. Actually, why don't we move it over here? There we go. There we go. Got it on my second screen. And that's it. Now I can share. All right, let's do this one. Ooh, challenge. I'm up for the challenge. Are you up for the challenge? All right. If you do easy stuff all the time, it's like eating baby food. And sometimes you got to challenge yourself. All right, let's do our magic circles. Yes, circles. Circles. So find the biggest circle you can, and we'll go from there. So yes, believe it or not, we can do this. This is possible. Si se puede. If you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you won't even try, which was not even, won't even be on the journey. So here we go. Let's do this. So here is our circle that I see. Oh, that's the circle. That's the main circle, I think. I mean, there's probably other shapes. We can put a grid on this as well. I mean, there's grid drawing, but I like this because you don't have to draw the grids out and stuff like that. All right, so here we go. So that's it. There's our circle. We're gonna use that as our beginning. And let's see. I'm gonna make a copy because we do need relationships. Relationships. Again, that's it. It's relationships. What's easy here is I can copy paste. That's cheating. No, it's not. So I can, well, let's see now how I can see how that relates. You can see that's smaller. Or I can see I can bring the circle in other places. Ooh, look at that. That's a good thing to know. That the height is two times the height. There we go. I can see that's it right in there. Actually, I'll keep that. I like that circle. Right in there. We'll paste one more. Actually, I got to make another circle. I'll paste. Oh, we got to make this smaller. Oh, nope, lost it. Control Z. Control Z, undo. Yeah, oh no. Oh, there it goes. I want to keep it a perfect circle. I don't want it to change. There it is. All right, there we go. I'm trying to get the circle of the head here. Ah, look at that right there. Oh, I think that's good. That's good right there. Oh yeah. That's perfect. All right. No such thing. All right, now I got to see the relationship of this. This is bigger than half a circle there. See the relationship. I'm looking at that. All right, we'll just keep it there. And I'm losing some of the detail just by having the circle on top, but it's all right. That devil's in the details. All right, I think that's good. All right, let's look at some angles. Some lines and some angles here. Let's get some lines on the lion. Yeah, and we can actually spend some time shading this. All right, so here we go. More advanced. We're here, and I got 9 of you here hanging out. So feel free to draw it your way too. I mean, this is just one way. You got to find your way. You got to find your way sometimes. What is your process? This is my process. Here we go. Shapes, lines. Here we go. Now I can see a line from the tip of the nose that way. Look at that. Bam. And if you just see that line, I mean, there's curves and stuff here, but this line here is, we're probably going to have to put, we're going to have to screenshot 2 of them so you can, because I've got a lot of lines going here. Screenshot 2. And then again, we can also break this into fourths. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of lines. So I'm going to use, I'll screenshot 2 here, and I'm free. I'm not even using my, there we go. Oh, look at that, right? Look at where the eyes are, right in the middle. You see things line up sometimes, just like magic. And then here, I know these eyes here, so you can see that these eyes line up there. And then here, this you can see this angle there. Okay. And that's actually pretty good right there. I think we can use that just so, and I can sometimes I pretend the lines keep going straight. That helps me see. I mean, I think if I imagine the lines keep going, just like here, this nose line, oh, that kind of helps. All right, I think that's good. I don't want to confuse you with a lot of lines. You can see the circle of the ear in here. I'm not going to draw, right? Put a circle right. All right, let's screenshot that. And then I will also enter one without the guidelines. All right, here we go. All right. I know, and I'm glad we're doing this once a month now. We used to do this weekly. We might go back to weekly someday, but I need to clean up all these videos and actually clean up these videos and put them on YouTube. We got 500. If you're not a subscriber, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're at 500 people. We need another 500 to monetize, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't like charging people. All right, there we go. That's that. Let me see. We need to clear our drawings, our annotations. Where is our annotations? Oh, here it is. Where's our clear button? Clear. Is that it? Oh no, that's not the clear button. Here we go. Bring that out again. No, it's not clear. Dock. Nope. Where's our clear button? Oh, trash. Clear all drawings. There it is. Oh, there it is. That's it. All right, here we go. Oops. No. Control Z. No. Control Z didn't work. Oh, yes, it did. All right, let's get rid of our drawing. There we go. That's it. We'll get rid of this. All right, here we go. All right, one more screenshot. Here we go. One more screenshot. We're ready to start. Some of you have already started. That's great. You can start drawing. Actually, it would be great to start drawing just to sketch in our guideline. Sketch in our guidelines. One more screenshot. Here we go. What's the screenshot? There it is. All right, here we go. There, now we're clear. I was gonna say, I can see clearly now. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. All right, here we go. Let's jump. To make sure to stop share. Oh man, there's some videos out there that I've created, and I don't have the stop share. And I'm like drawing, and nobody says anything. That's why I have you guys here. Right, here we go. Out of focus. Focus, Chavez. Focus. There we go. Focus. Yeah, said he's gonna focus. Here we go. Bring in the lions. All right. Here we go. Ain't lion. On a fresh sheet of paper. Mr. Ramirez, miss you. All right, here we go. All right. Unnecessary lines. All right. I don't know, my camera, I'm trying to get it. I don't know, one of these days we'll have our studio, we'll have everything set perfectly, but don't worry about perfection. Worry about consistency. That's, don't worry about, the weight. Like going to the gym. You want to go to the gym consistently. Even if you just pick up one barbell It's what's more powerful is consistency because you can go lift all these weights and then not go back. It's the power of consistency and practice and patience and persistence. All right, here we go. Get off the soapbox. All right, here we go. Circle. You know, half the battle in drawing is mental. It's an inner battle, right? The warrior way. There's our first circle. That's where the head's going to go. And then I know I'm going to do the other one lightly. It's because I just need to get my space wise. Space, I know this is the amount of space I need. So here we go. Just another circle down here. Really light. I don't have to, it's just a guess. I can see it's the same width. Bring it down. It's not perfect. It's not about perfection. Here we go. Maybe we'll do some shading here. We're getting close to the 7 o'clock hour. Yeah. Okay. So I guess we're close to the second hour. So we're doing more advanced now. We're gonna go more advanced. Wow. And then the lioness. The lioness goes right in here. Oh, look at that. This lines up. Let's break this into fourths because I just saw a relationship. Relationship. What's that song? It's a 90s song. Back in the 90s. I was born in the 60s. Gosh, time just flies. I know, and I got to do mom care. That's the other thing. Oh, tomorrow we have, and I'm gonna be at my mom's. We have hangout. We just hang out. I'm working on AI stuff, but I think I'll do some drawing. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do tomorrow, but it's about consistency. Oh, I'm already drawing the ear, and I'm drawing the ear thinking this is our first circle. Ignore that. Get out of my mind. Observe. Okay, so we need the lioness. The lioness is actually, so that is wrong. The lioness circle is in here. That is, the head of the lioness is going to be right about there. That head. I'm blocking everything in. I'm seeing how it all fits, the relationships, and seeing the big shapes. I'm trying to see the forest. Not get you get stuck. When I first started drawing, back in the day, when I was a little child, I would just draw detail. And I get lost in the detail, and then my drawing would be all out of proportion. But the detail is the fun stuff. Yeah, but we're not really getting there. I mean, I know, but you can get there. Take your time. Go with the detail. Look at it. All right, there we go. Now that's the head, and the ear is going to be over here. See, now that changes the relationship. See, the ear should be right about there. I was looking at this circle, it's throwing me off. Oh, was it focus? Focus. Speaking of focus, yeah, are we on focus? Uh-oh. Let me see. Where's my monitor? I don't know. Hopefully, you just see me. If there's anything wrong, please let me know. I can change. You guys are all right. Here we go. All right. You guys are hanging in there. Awesome. You guys are warriors. We're warriors. The warrior way is hanging in there. All right, here we go. Oh, we need the angles. All right, so there's an angle here of the eye line right in there, and then we got this angle here, coming up here, right about there. And I see the clock. It's about 11:30, and it goes here below that line right there. See, all you need is 2 points to make a line. That's the point. Then you go from one point to the other, right in there. And then the nose there. Yeah, see. And I can see the ear, and I can see that nose is going to be right in here. Oh, yeah, it goes right on top of that ear. Bam. So the nose is going to be right in there. Then the other ear is going to be right in here. I can really quickly just plot it in. There we go. That's kind of what I would block in. And the eye, there's going to be an eye right in there. Ooh, actually, we'll probably start with that eye. Now that looks like a mess, but this is the framework. This is the structure. This is what's going to hold it all together. This is the part of the house you don't see. It's the framework, right? It's the wood, all that wood stuff. Unless your house is in trouble, you shouldn't see this stuff. Or you're building fresh. All right. Okay. I think that's it. That's good. It looks good. All right. I'm going to get rid of my lines, guidelines, and I'm going to go straight. There we are. Now I see myself. All right. Here we go. All right, there we go. All right, I love it. All right, there we go. It's getting better. Getting better all the time. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. There's another P word we missed. Progress. Not perfection, it's progress. You do the best you can, and then you try to do better. Kaizen. Constantly, kanai also. Kaizen is Japanese. but that's also the belief of making things better, improvement. And then Kanai. Kanai stands for constant and never-ending improvement. All right, we're going to start with the eye, then go to the nose, and then everything else goes in, just like the other lion, actually, just like the other lion. Let's zoom in. I'm going to zoom in because there's a lot of detail here. A lot of detail. Let's zoom in. Let's focus, focus, focus. All right, so right on that center line, underneath it, I remember, we're going to go with a little oval line, a little oval shape. That's the eye. And inside that oval shape is a little dark, yeah, a little dark pupil. That's the pupil. This is really small. Wow. Yeah, if you could see how small it is. Do I have any coins? No, I don't have any coins. You can see the, I mean, I don't know, you can see how small that is. Ballpoint pen. Yeah, it's really small. I should have drawn this bigger, but it's all good. All right, let's get this eye in there. All right, so there's the eye. And we got the dark part. The dark part, there's a little bit of an eyelid, but I'm drawing so small, I can't really see it. I'm going to go out here, kind of like a triangle. There's a little bit of, and you're going to draw the best you can, observing, because this thickness, there's a thickness to this black part. And then it comes down in here, a slight angle to it. Looks like a little hat. Let's zoom in some more. Really need to see that. Kind of looks like a hat. And this part kind of comes out. How far? I don't know. It's in there. If you need to erase and make it bigger or smaller, up to you. But I can probably bring it down a little bit more, make it a little bit thicker. It's looks like Saturn a little bit. I don't know. And then there's like ooh, I can bring this down a little bit more. There we go. Try to draw the best you can. And there's kind of a little bit of an eyelid or a little bit of something here. Details. All the detail stuff. And then there's a little bit of an eye line right here. Right in there. A little bit of a white line on the lion. And make this a little bit thicker. Making it, see, I can go thicker. But once you go too thick, then it's hard to go back. So I kind of like slowly build on it. It's almost like a sculptural way of drawing. Okay, so then here we go. Let's get to the nose. Let's see. I don't have the other drawing picture up, but I can see that this other eye and the forehead kind of comes out, and then in a little bit right in there, because that other eye is right in here. You only see like a little, like a eyelash right in here, or that other eye, but it should line up right in there. And then the forehead, is it the forehead? Is that what I'm trying to say? Right in there, kind of going at that same angle. And then here we go. There's a little bit of a bump, and then a little bit of a bump. Look at that. We're kind of getting it in there. Now this nose, I love this nose. I love this nose. Yeah, there's slight bumps. If you look closely, I mean, you can get them. But look, you don't even need them. Just this line is close enough. But if you really want to, try to get precise, another keyword that can get you in trouble, perfection. That's along with perfection. You can go in there and try to see how this line curves and stuff, how it goes in and out, how it weaves. But we don't have time for that. All right, so this nose is really cool. It fits in a triangle. I can see the triangle where it fits, but it goes in and out and up and down and around and kind of attaches itself. And I kind of messed it up a little bit, slightly, but it goes up and down. Little roller coaster in there, and it comes down, up, and then attaches itself. And then there's a dark part, the nostril. That nostril in there, and everything else is kind of dark. Oh. Yeah, there's little waves. It's not, see, it's a triangle shape, but then you go in there and see the actual trees or the detail. Oh, it comes down to a point. I'm getting in the way of the ear. Try to keep above the ear. Losing it a little bit. That's okay. All that detail. And then it goes dark. From the left side, it's dark all the way to the nostril. And then it starts lightening up. See, there's the nostril, and then it starts lightening up, lighter. That's shading. And then we got the other cheek right in there. Oh, and then I'm missing a little bit of that. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna bring that ear down because I can feel the shape and I can feel the space in here. And I'm gonna have to bring that ear down because this is really important right here. Oh, you see that? Even that part of that ear is going to now become part of the mouth of this lion. Because this mouth is in here. It comes in here like that. This is important. This is important material here. That mouth kind of goes in there, and it's soft. I can draw it soft. See, I can soften it up here. Some of these lines are really sharp and dark. Here, this is soft, kind of like the Mona Lisa. That's why Mona Lisa is soft. Is famous for her smile. Because she's got a little bit of sfumato. They call it smoke, but the smoke is in the background. Sfumato. What's a sfumato? I don't know. What's sfumato with you? All right, here we go. All right, so the mouth here goes in here like this. There's this like little part in the ear. Actually, I'm bringing it down slightly. I am bringing it down. Her ear, the lioness. Sorry, lioness. But nobody will know that we made that mistake. See, it's in the background. It's not about perfection. There we go. See. And if we would have spent all this time with all the detail, and then we have to, like, oh my gosh, that would be a bigger faux pas, bigger mistake. You want to limit your mistakes or learn how to fix them. That's looking pretty good. Ooh, I like these. No, that's just detail. Won't worry about the detail, but they're in here. They're all these circles that are on these lines there. All right, there we go. All right, ooh, we're almost done with the face. I think the lion, and then we'll do the lioness. 7:02. We're doing good. Actually, it's probably taking less time than our other drawing, and this one's more real. So like, wow. All right, here we go. See, you could do it. It's not that. It's learning how to break things down, believing in yourself a little bit. And it's again not about perfection, so it didn't come out quite right this time. Maybe next time, but you gave it a go. You should pat yourself on the back for that. Making it to the gym, and all you got to do is the reps, the repetition, the reps. That's probably the harder part, repeating, and then trying to improve on that. Repeating and trying to improve, repeat and improve. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. All right, let's see. I think we can. I'm gonna fake. I mean, I can look at the lights and the darks, but that's all. That's all the icing on the cake, which is fun to do. But and I can do it pretty quickly to get it very realistic. I mean, we can actually go spend time and make this photo realistic. That's all the detail. And that's the skill. All right, so the inner ear, see, I kind of gave it that shape without talking about it. I'm just doing it automatically without breaking it down. If you need me to break it down all the time, you got to learn to break it down yourself. Can't lead you by the hand all the time. But that's all I'm doing is I'm breaking it down. I see the shapes, see the details, and then I can actually go in there. Funny thing, because I do see my little spot right now. I got hit. I got hit in the eye. I got hit in the eye with a pickleball. Oh yes, pickleball in the eye. So yeah, I know. I had to go to the doctors. I have an ophthalmologist one of those things. Interview. I want to say the word interview is blocking my appointment. Anyways, yeah, got hit in the eye, and I see little spots and stuff. So not good. Because my eyes are important to me. All right, now there's a lot of hair, a lot of detail. It just goes in and out. I try to see the big shapes, like this big shape here. See this big shape? I need to start zooming out so you can see the big shapes. Zoom out. Oops, zooming in. Ooh, I can zoom in some more. Oh, that's as far as it goes in. Go out and try to see these big shapes. Yeah, yep. So this is the forehead. There's a little bit of a circle there for a forehead. Then this mane kind of like goes up and around. I think I can go a little bigger. Get that flow of that line. I know it's going to be in here. and it goes off the edge. I mean, our picture cuts this off, cuts that off, but it goes off. It comes in here. The picture cuts off that lion head, and then it's all dark in here. And then the paw is in here. The paw is two parts. I can see like an oval shape, and then this other shape kind of coming down. See, this oval shape is important, and then the paw kind of comes in here. That's a really powerful paw. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, so the lion goes into the saloon with a bandage around his paw. And he goes, I'm looking for the guy who shot my paw. Then it's, yep, yep, yep. If it's not fun, why are you doing it? Let's make it fun. You got to make it fun. Oh, I didn't see the paw. See the two parts. That part, that part. I got to zoom out some more. We're going to zoom, 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 zoom out. That's what you're doing here when you're looking at the big shapes and the little shapes, the detail. You need to be like just like pressing a button. Zoom in, zoom out, see the stuff. See the shapes. Like here, I see that big shape, that big clump, and then all the detail that kind of goes in there, and you kind of lose the clump. You lose the clump in there. It's in there. It is how do you say it starts with an I. It's implied. It's implied, and there's all this shading and stuff like that. All this detail, which I'm not going to. I can't. I don't know if I can explain it, but I can just do it. I can just do it. That's the thing too, that a lot of people just draw and they do it by just doing it. And they don't know how they did it. They just do it. It's like, oh, they can't explain it. And so you get some art teachers that don't know how to explain drawing and sad because they know I can't draw. They get the cants in the pants. I can't do this. It's too hard. And it is a challenge. Now, why do easy things all the time? See, look at here. I'm opening up the hair, and I'm looking at the darks and the lights and I'm getting some values in here, which makes things pop and push. I'm pushing and pulling, even just by really slightly shading stuff, getting all this hair. This is a little more advanced stuff, but I'm looking and seeing and maybe even putting some texture of the hair, which actually adds to the shading. And see back here, it is darker. All this is darker. I can just really quickly just shade stuff, or take my time a little bit more and get a little more of the patterns of light and dark, because it's dark, light, little shadows and stuff. Then it goes really dark. All this right here, if I really get into the shading, this whole area where that paw just pops is all dark. Actually, there's some more of the mane that comes down here, some hairs. But all this whole area is really dark. Oh, and this whole area right there. That'll blow people's minds. Like, oh my God, you drew that? You're just seeing the lights and the darks. You're looking and seeing the lights and the darks now. In the cartoon that we drew earlier, we're not really focusing. I mean, it had lights and darks. And then a lot of students would be afraid of shading because they're afraid to make it look dirty. They're afraid to make it look dirty. So if you're afraid to shade, that's okay. You know, you got to learn to trust yourself. That's the thing. Learn to trust yourself. Learn to not, yeah, because my mom has taken up drawing. My mom has taken up drawing and painting. And, yeah, but she's getting a little of dementia there too, but that's a whole other thing. Anyways, oh yeah, we can even go dark back here and make that pop out a little bit more. Watch. There's, because the background's darker. So again, speaking of value. Yeah, but my mom, yeah, oh, we were talking about critics. That's what it was. She goes, my sister told her something about her drawings. So I like, Mom, don't, you know, everybody's a critic. What did I tell her? I told her something like, don't worry about it. You know, us artists, you know, we see things differently. I was trying to get her motivated. You know, don't worry about, you know, because my sister says, oh, why is it all one color? Because she just used one color to color everything. And, yeah, so I don't know. Everybody's a critic, and that's fine. I mean, you got to learn how to actually, you know, say, yeah, they got a point, or no, that's how I wanted it. Okay, or maybe my next piece I'll do, you know, take their suggestion, try it, and you know. But the thing is, don't. Oh, here it is, my KKK. When I spout criticism with a with a K. Criticism can kill creativity if you let it. Battery is low. I'm gonna have to lose something here in a second. Oh, I think I can I'm not using my mouse. What are you, a man or a mouse? I can plug in the power, electricity. Man, imagine 100 years ago, we didn't even have computers. We barely had electricity. Planes were barely starting to fly. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. I can see lights and darks. I'm looking back and I'm looking up in my drawing and picture. I can see things. I can see things where I can start shading. Like in here, this is a little bit darker. All this detail stuff, all this fun stuff. The details a little darker right in the forehead. You know, we can go back in there and do that stuff. I'm going to try to get the big stuff in there. And I'm not worried about perfection. And all this, there's shading here. Let's draw the lioness. Because I thought that really caught my, and I kind of messed it up. If I had some white out there, I would do it. But the ear, bring it a little bit lower. That's okay. All right, so we got the angle for the eyes. I didn't really get the angle for the nose, but there's a nose that kind of comes down here. This angle for the nose, and then that nostril. That nostril is right about here. And there's an angle to it, and it's again a triangle. See, I can see this triangle. I can see that's a zoom in. I think we're drawing this faster than our and you can probably show it. You can show both drawings. Which one took longer? Oh, they both took about the same time. Where'd our other line? Oh, there it is. Our other lion right here. This one probably took this one. It looks more real. Looks a little more. Yep. Anyways, there we go. Ooh, nice and clear. Oh man, I got this camera, but it doesn't always focus when I want it to. But you can see the triangle here, and you can see the angles. Now there's, again, like that nose, there's curves up and down, but I can see the big tree, and then the details are really nice. It goes in and out, not as much as that big nose as the big nose, as the lion. Oh, and there's two letters there, Dr. DR. Huh, that's interesting. There's two letters. Anyways, and then it goes dark. See, being able to observe and be able to see these little nuances. You know, it's dark here and it starts going lighter, but it's still not light. That is value. This is what, yeah, anyways. And then this whole nose shape that kind of goes in here at that angle. And then this eye that's like right on that line that I had there. It's kind of like a U shape. A U shape, and then the inner kind of like what does that look like? Like a hand. Actually, here's the thumb and here's the fingers on that side. And here's the wrist there. The nose, bring it up a little more. And you kind of look at your picture, I mean, it's better if you have the picture side by side. What I'm doing is I'm looking down and then I'm looking up at my screen. That kind of messes me up too, as far as accuracy. But you do what you can. If I had it side by side, ideally, that would be best. Because then I can see where it's wrong and where it needs to be better, but don't beat yourself up like I used to. I mean, you do get better, but don't give up. The big thing is don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Pepperidge Farms remembers. I am silly tonight, which is good. It's a good thing. And just going off the cuff. At least I don't go, look at my earlier videos. This is what it's about, the practice. It's the practice. All right, so there's the eye. There's a lot of detail stuff that I'm kind of like skipping and jumping. Hey. Waterfall with you, brown-eyed girl. Oh, there's a band. Speaking of, that's Van Morrison. There's a cover band that we saw, and actually he's a neighbor here. He plays on that band, and they're called Wild Nights. The Wild Nights is called. If you ever get a chance to see them, and you like Van Morrison, excellent, excellent band. Wow. All right, so the mouth, it looks like a little martini glass. Look at the angles, though. Look at the angles. Martini glass, and then it comes out, and then it curves up in here, up in here. And a little smile, and it's looking a little cartoony. Yeah, it is, but the details is what kind of like, all right. A little bump on the forehead. This goes right in here and gets lost in there. I don't know. It might be a little off here and there, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. What's going to really make it pop is the shading right now. You're going to see the shading. The shading is going to make it pop. You can get the shading. And then the chin. There's a little chin. And the little hairs on the chinny chin chin. All right. And then the then the jaw right in here. See, the jaw's alive. See how it curves around that circle shape and then up to the ear. Oh yeah. And then that comes out this way. I'm going a little dark. This is too dark. For value-wise, looking at the values, this is too dark. I went too dark. He went too dark this summer. Chavez Eladio goes to the dark side. Silly me. All right, here we go. Let's see. There's this arm here, and I think I might have to make this paw a little smaller. I don't know. It's not exact. I don't know. There's a lot. There's something off with the face. I think the eye might have to be a little bit higher. That's okay. We're just drawing for fun. Anyways, that's the best way to reason to draw. You draw for fun and have some goals in life. Try to aim for, accuracy, but you don't always hit it, right? You don't always get your goals, but the more you have goals, the clear you see it, say, okay, next time it is about making smart goals, actually. Be specific. Okay, today I'm going to focus on my ratios. And you can focus on ratios. You can focus on your angles. You can focus on proportions, placement. It looks like there's some placement stuff going on in here. Maybe even proportions that are kind of off a little bit, but that's okay. It's looking fine. All right, let's get these lines in here. You can see my process. This process actually helps me draw. I can draw big, small, using these big shapes, breaking things down. Or just draw your own way. Just draw. The important thing is to draw. Draw from imagination. Just draw. Be creative. Creativity, curiosity. I haven't been consistent. Another C word there. Consistent. Creativity. But working on it, I'm fighting it. I really am. I'm really fighting it. I got a lot of 101 projects I'm working on. Plus, getting out of debt. We just jumped into some debt now. So it's not good. But we do what we can. Hopefully, we can monetize and we can. Education should be free. It really should be. It really should be. A lot of things should be less expensive. And they say we're going to be reaching a life of abundance. So, all right, I think that's it. I think that's it. That's just details now. I think that's the major stuff. That's the major stuff. Now I can spend some time shading and bringing this a little more to life. I mean, that's the big stuff. I can go from left to right and really actually just really see this should be a little bit darker. And really looking back and forth and really higher level thinking is compare and contrast. Seeing how things are the same, how they're different, and then seeing, okay, that's okay. It's not exactly what I wanted. Now, this whole thing is a little bit darker here. A little darker. A little darker. As it comes down, it gets even darker. As it gets down in here, it's really dark, really high contrast. Contrast is one of the principles of art. You got to learn the principles, elements and principles of art. First one is shape. Actually, line, I'm lying. Line is the first principle, element. Why don't we just teach you guys wrong? We're teaching the wrong things. The elements of art, line, that's the most basic element, line. Actually, dot is, but it's not considered an element for some reason. Dots. line, shape, form, texture. Here we go. Oh, this is dark in here. Oh, there's a little bit of light in there, but I kind of messed that up. It's all right. I'm just going quick. I'm going for speed. Going for speed. All right. There it is. And there's this other arm that's in here, comes down that way, but it's gonna get lost in the shade here. And the shades. And I can really go in here and really just, it's delicate. It's really just really delicate work in here. Seeing how light and how dark things are, how things and other shapes and details, you can get lost in all this detail stuff. Like see this line, just like we have this line under this eye here, she also has a little bit of a light line underneath. But we don't go really dark, it's just a little bit darker underneath. See, we can get that shade in there and really start bringing it to life. All this other shading. The values, getting the values in here. You gotta have values. What do you believe in? Values. Values are important. It's just not drawing values, but in life, what do you value? What's important to you? It's important to learn a new skill. It's important to see what you like. How do you value it? How do you show you care? There we go. I don't know. We'll see. You got to monetize. Speaking of value, money is value. Time is value. Thank you for spending time here. As I kind of do this for myself, I'm trying to help others. Anyways, there's a lot of lights and darks, and I'm gonna just kind of I can kind of blur it all out. There's detail that is not as important. So I'm shading it all out because this is all dark. So values is a good way to point people to different ways. Up in here, this is the important stuff up in there. All in here, it can get it lost in shade and a little bit darker. Sketch. It's a sketch. Just a sketch. And that looks good. All right. All right. I think that's it. I can see. I can go back in here. We'll take a little bit of a break, and then we'll come back and do. Actually, if there's any. Oh, there's something in the chat. Oh, my mouse. Let's see. We'll look at the chat, and then we'll take a 2-minute break. That's what we'll do. We'll take a 2-minute break. I want to see the comment, and then there's a comment. There we go, and then we'll go to a 2-minute break. Oh, there we go. Can you please zoom out? Oh, yes. I just lost my camera. There we go. Zoom out. There we go. I lost my camera by accident. There we go. Zoom out. Let's zoom out. I don't know when that comment was made. Hopefully it was made in time. Oh, 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 nope. There it is. Is that zoomed out enough? All right, cool. All right, 2-minute break. I'll be right back. If you can post a picture of what you'd like to draw next. We're going to draw some still lifes. I'll look at some still lifes and find something. If you don't find anything, we'll be right back in 2 minutes. Oh, actually, why don't I stop my recording? There we go. All right. Stop recording.